Hey everyone. In this video, we're going to go through how to set up the meeting scheduler for groups and round robins. I've already done a video on one-to-one or one-on-one, so check out that tutorial now if you haven't yet watched that, as we're going to skip through some steps. We're going to move very quickly through sort of the setup steps. So if you want to see more detail, please check out that separate video, and I'll link to it in the description and in the video here now as well. So be sure to check that out for one-on-one. But today we're going to go through group. So if you're new to setting up HubSpot meetings, you might come across this screen first. Let me close this for a second. We'll go back to the start. So you open up HubSpot, and you might be in the contact section here. You want to start by going to sales and then meetings. And if you haven't yet set up your account with your calendar, then that will have to be the first thing you do. So you can follow the tutorial here, the little wizard that HubSpot has, or we can skip this tour for now, and I'll just quickly show you how to do it. So first thing is you've got to set up and connect up your calendar. So if you're using Gmail or Outlook, obviously, or the Microsoft Exchange, select the one that applies to you. I'll select the Google one for this demo. We're going to accept the terms and conditions. We select the email address, the account we want to connect up, and we say allow, and hopefully should be very easy. There we go. And so now that's connected up, and we can see there's no warning there. And now we can create a schedule page. So it should already start with a one-on-one calendar option, and I've removed mine so I can show you this demo, but you can always start with that. That's included for free in the free accounts. But if you want to create a different one, like a group one or round robin one, you may need to upgrade to a paid starter sales hub, or potentially service hub, and at least the starter tier for that, to create the additional calendars, additional meeting scheduling calendars. So today we're going to start with the group. We're going to go through the group one, and we're going to cover the round robin one. It's very, very easy to set up. The group one is if you want to offer your customers and your clients, your contacts, the ability to schedule a meeting or a call with more than one of your team, one of your employees or team. So for example, rather than just having a one-to-one meeting with you, you might also want to include your head of development or head of tech, or a salesperson, head of sales, whoever you want to get in, maybe like an expert in a certain area for certain kinds of calls. So basically, if you want to schedule a call with multiple team members or employees along with your client, this just allows your client to select a time when you and your colleague are both available for the call. So this kind of like ties in with more than one calendar. And then the round robin, to compare, is more like if you want to offer your client or customer the chance to schedule a call with whoever's next available in your team. So this might apply to, say, a sales team or customer service teams where you don't necessarily have a relationship. You don't necessarily want the contact to talk with a specific person, or you might want to just be able to offer faster meeting times, so whoever's next available. You can also tie this in with whether the contact already has an owner in HubSpot, so maybe a sales representative might already be the contact owner, and you can prioritize that person as well with a round robin. But we'll start with the group scheduling page type. So we click that, we add in, the details you want to have here. So maybe it's like the sales in-depth consulting call, something like that. You have yourself as the default organizer, but you can select someone else if you wanted to. And then you have the meeting title. This is what the client will see. So I might just use the same name here. And we might also have the company name first. So I'll add in a little company name token, the company token. So this will change for each client, depending on their contact details in HubSpot. And then you might just have your company name here, something like this, let's say. And then the location. So I'm just going to type in Zoom. And in another video, I'm going to go through how to connect up the app. If you want to connect this up with Zoom, the Zoom app, or the Microsoft Teams app, so that it automatically creates the link for the meeting, but in this case, it will just be a text. They won't get any link. So you need to connect up the app in order to get that link. So we'll do that in a separate video, and I'll link to that video as well. But for today, I'll just write this text. This is just the word Zoom. We can turn on the cancel reschedule option here, so they can change that. We can add a little bit of a description here. You might want to have like a standard agenda for these calls. Key questions, whatever you want to have here. And that will be seen by the contact when they fill in, when they get the invitation for this meeting. And we go next. And then here is the important page. So we can add in the different team members that will be part of this group meeting. And it's important to note that you won't see everyone in your HubSpot account here. You'll only see the contacts that already have the appropriate level in HubSpot and the seat in the sales starter, maybe sales starter hub, sales hub, or maybe the service hub starter. Can be professional or enterprise, of course, as well. And they need to have already set up their account for meetings as well. So they need to go in and do what we just did before, where they log in, they go to the meeting section, they connect up their Google Calendar or their Outlook calendar, and they basically create their first default meeting, set up their first default meeting. And then that will then allow this part to sort of connect in. So we can see here, Jack has got his page. He's already set his up, so I can add him as a team member, and I go confirm. And then basically when it schedules the meeting, it's going to check my calendar, it's going to check Jack's calendar, and find the times that we're both available and offer those to the contact that's filling in the form. So we can see here we can change the URL if we wanted to just make it a little bit shorter. I might just have like in-depth call or something like that, something a little bit snappier. And we can collect payments. I'm going to put this in another video as well. But if you wanted to have some payment at this stage, you can change the details for the name that appears here, in-depth with Tristan and Jack, whatever you wanted to have for the standard page where they're going to fill in the details. We can have the duration of the call option. Let's make it a longer call. And then you have the default time zone that it's gonna be referring to here for your available window. So we've got here Monday to Friday. I'm going to just limit it only to Mondays. We're going to do these calls only in the mornings, let's say, maybe for half the day. And then here we've got additional settings, and I went through this in the other video, so please check out that other video, and I won't spend time on that now. And then don't forget to update these other pages as well, the form, the confirmation page. Again, check out the other video to see the details there. And then we have the confirmation email. We can turn that on, pre-meeting reminder. And we create the page. And as you can see here, we have our sales in-depth consultation call. And then this is the link that you need to share. And this is what the user will see like this. And then they can select, we only have 1 week available, but they can select which days they want, which times they want. And this is checking my calendar and Jack's calendar for a 2-hour block of time, so that the person, when they fill in this form, they'll lock in that time for the call. And then the other one is the round robin. So let's try and create that. And with the round robin, it's slightly different. I'll show you what the difference is here. So let's say it's a sales round robin. Is our internal name. I'm the organizer. We're going to say sales consultation call. Let's fix that up. I'm just going to put this as well. Obviously, you want to add this link here if you are doing a Zoom call. And then we're going to offer the cancel and reschedule. And then we're going to say sales initial call. Go through main questions. And we click next. We can add the different team members for the round robin. So I'll just add Jack again here. And basically this is just going to go through and allocate the call either to me or to Jack. So one or the other, and to anyone else you have in this page as your team members. We can see here, we have the option to prioritize the contact owner. So let's say Jack is the owner of the person filling in the form here. Then if he's available, it'll basically it'll choose him straight away. And if he's not available, it'll give the option to basically for the person to put in their email address and for him to be selected. So you can see here, if the email matches the existing contact in HubSpot, only the contact owner's schedule will be displayed. Exactly. And we can see here, this is the schedule. This would be the standard schedule that would appear for all the different users in the round robin. We have our form here. We can turn on these. Again, check out my other video explaining all these pages. It's all the same when we set up individual meeting pages. And I guess the main thing to just keep in mind is this prioritization of the contact owner. So I would say that it's probably good to have this turned on if you're allocating all of your contacts with a contact owner, usually a sales owner, salesperson who's responsible for that particular contact. But it could be service-based, or it could be another, depending on the design of your business and how your teams operate. We click next. We have the confirmation email, pre-meeting reminder options, and then we create. So it's super easy. And then this page looks like this. And we can select the time. And for the user, it's pretty much the same. A lot of magic is happening in the back end with checking HubSpot. So that's the main summary of all of this. Very quick run through. And as I said many times in this video, feel free to check out the other one that explains the sort of the steps in more detail. These are great features of HubSpot, and I think should definitely be used if you're running sales or service teams, or maybe similar kinds of teams that are scheduling external meetings quite a lot. And it can make your life a lot easier. And also it's a better experience for the customer and the client as well. Feel free to let me know any questions you've got in the comments here, any feedback, any areas you want to learn more about in HubSpot, and I can go through that in the future videos. Okay, thanks so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers, bye.